rise up. It don't matter, anybody get it, man. We gon' rise up, rise up. We rise up. If you come against the king, man, we gon' rise up. If you come against our Elohim, we gon' rise up. It don't matter, anybody get it, man. We gon' rise up, we rise up. Rise up, and rise up.
Oh me, oh my. Atheist tweeting OMG. Life came to a standstill and then got real with them prophecies. Every time we done pass go, monopolize the monopoly. You give us 200, take 300, charge us for the property. Y'all gave us this authority. To be honest, got it honestly. Which means we are joint heirs. Siamese twins on a trampoline. We speak what he wrote. Melania's speech, Michelle's notes. Israel hit the ground running like a breech birth cause we got hope. Hold up. Yeshua is the Messiah. It's his will over our will, so we call us student drivers. He calls us his song. Sorry, Mariah. Posted to carry these notes. Addressing all outsiders, we will rise up.
If you come against the scriptures, man, we gon' rise up. If you come against our heritage, we gon' rise up. It don't matter, anybody get it, man. We gon' rise up, rise up. We rise up. If you come against the king, man, we gon' rise up. If you come against our Elohim, we gon' rise up. It don't matter, anybody get it, man. We gon' rise up, we rise up.
Yeah.
Rise up, and rise up.
Rise up in the morning, see my people in poverty, crying out to my people. They asking me why you bother me. Slaves, we living in colonies, walking like zombies who bred with lobotomies. Even preacher man and creature man, down low with them sodomies. And no, it isn't an oddity, rather the norm. So check the academy. They say if it ain't easy, I guess that's the academy. Rise up, getting that out of me. Know that they lie to me, no longer lie to me. The shoe flipped up the process. Yeah, I molded the pottery. Hold up. What they gonna do when they show up? Will they ever grow up? Cause some rather breed with a bowl than to run and plant seed with a sower. You remember Noah? Where you gonna be when the blow, when they haven't received and it roll up? Think you're gonna go up? You better reread what you know of mainframe, DP, and to go up.
If you come against the scriptures, man, we gon' rise up. If you come against our heritage, we gon' rise up. It don't matter, anybody get it, man. We gon' rise up, rise up. We rise up. If you come against the king, man, we gon' rise up. If you come against our Elohim, we gon' rise up. It don't matter, anybody get it, man. We gon' rise up, we rise up. Rise up, and rise up. Judah, rise up. Benjamin, rise up. Levi, rise up. Asher, we gon' rise up. Naphtali, rise up. Reuben, rise up. Issachar, rise up. Zebulun, we gon' rise up. Manasseh, rise up. Ephraim, rise up. Gad, rise up. Dan, we gon' rise up. 12 tribes, rise up. 12 tribes, rise up. 12 tribes, rise up. 12 tribes, we gon' rise up.
Shalom, y'all. We'll be getting started here soon.
Rebirth. Sometimes we focus on them curses, but the promises put fire in your soul. Fire.
Yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire in my soul.
Shut up in my bones.
Fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. What's this? Got y'all all turned up. Tell me what's going on. So many Israelites searching who they are and preparing to go home. Wait a minute, I thought this was home, but you speak of another place. We in the land of our enemies in captivity, but the gathering is taking place. Fire.
Yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire in my soul.
Shut up in my bones.
Fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. Ever since I woke up and finding what belongs to me, I want my crown and my robe like the saints of old, my legacy and history. Wait a minute, I thought you was the children of slaves, but you're telling me you're kings and queens. We the chosen of Yah, the apple of his eye, the original royalty. Fire, 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 fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
Shut up in my phone.
Shalom, y'all. Shalom, shalom. It's your boy Michael Israel. I'm letting everybody get in there. I see people still coming in. Share this if you could. And as you can see, I got my man Judah Macc, my man Mosh here. And they are here to answer any questions. And they're going to talk about some of the stuff they taught this week. And they said they will answer any question you have. Okay? Or they said you could ask any question. All right, so, but definitely, it's definitely going to be a good interview. I love these brothers, man. It's awesome to have them on the show. It's going to be a good interview. So anyway, enjoy the music, and I'm going to continue sharing and letting everybody get in there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
Shut up in my phone.
Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
Shut up in my phone.
Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul.
Yeah, get the fire in my bones, yo. Yeah, get the fire in my bones, yo. Y'all know, get the fire in the bones, yo. Y'all don't even know.
Shalom, y'all. Shalom, shalom. It's your boy Michael Israel here, and you watching Spiritual Combat. And as you can see, I'm wearing the Spiritual Combat shirt made by my man D-Brew here in Jacksonville. I told him to send me the link to his website, but he never did send it. So just go to his D-Brew's Facebook page and hit him up. But shout outs to my man D-Brew. He made Spiritual Combat shirts for the whole family. For the whole family. We gotta get some fringes on them though. But shout outs to my man D-Brew. Real fast, some information I want to come out with right before we get started here is Sunday at 6. Okay, some big news. And real fast, this is a warning to the trolls. If any of y'all trolls out here, before I get into Sunday's information, if you a troll, we're gonna deal with you because we don't feed trolls here. We hunt them. And but if you a troll, you on there acting up, poof, you gonna be gone. You be like, you think it's magic. But anyway, on Sunday, we got a big debate going down. Our elder Dimitri Milligan, he's gonna sit down and with Brother K Dub, who is a Calvinist. As you can see, you see him here with James White. But yeah, Chris K Dub Williams, he's gonna be on the Spiritual Combat show, and like I said, he's gonna debate Dimitri Milligan, and the topic of the debate is going to be what do we have to do to be in the Most High's be in good standing with the Most High. That's the best way I could put it, you know. So that is going to be the topic of discussion. Going to be an awesome debate. I'll have more information coming out about that soon. So definitely, stay tuned in for that. But anyway, with that said, Hey, I think one of y'all got your volume up. I think it's picking up an echo. I'm not sure though. We'll see.
Is that for me?
Yeah, somebody has it up.
All right, let me turn it down.
All right. But anyway, with that said, we are gonna introduce our guests, Brother Mosh and Judah Macc. Shalom, y'all.
Hey,
Welcome
shalom,
to the
Mike.
show.
Hey, shalom, Michael. It's a pleasure always to be here, man. I appreciate you having us.
It's a pleasure to have you on.
All praise.
All praise to the Most High. Appreciate it also. Appreciate this venue or platform. Thank you, bro.
It's an honor to have you on too, Judah Macc. And real fast, I got a couple questions for the brothers, so I'm gonna start it off with that. But they told me before the show, if anything y'all want to ask, go ahead and ask it in the comments, and I'll relay it to them. So y'all could go ahead and start putting your questions in there now. But for now, I'm gonna just start the interview off. If y'all could go ahead and introduce yourselves, because I know some of the people watching might not know who you are and what your story is. So if y'all could go ahead and introduce yourselves, and I'll turn it over to y'all.
Yeah, my name is Masharathyah. I used to be a former member of Israel United in Christ. Now, I've been removed probably about six months. Me and Judah decided to move on. We have a show now called, Milk in the Morning. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a whole lot of studying going on. A lot of, new changes in the life, but it's been a good place. I'm happy. That's the short version.
Very short. Shalom, everybody. My name is Judah Macc. Also used to be a member of Israel United in Christ. I'm saying all praises to the Most High that He woke me up and brought me into this truth, and guided me through the channels that I went through to come to the understanding that I've come to right now. We, like Masharathyah said, the show that we've been doing, or the classes that we've been doing right now, is called Milk in the Morning. And it's just, I think the Most High has taken us to another level of understanding, being able to see not that what we did understand, what we thought to be true in the beginning, not that it was evil or anything like that. It was just, that was the level of our understanding. And the Most High has taken us to a new level. And I pray the Most High takes us to even higher levels. And for you brothers and sisters out there that might be on a even more elevated level of understanding, I look forward to meeting and fellowshipping with you brothers and sisters. To you brothers and sisters that are on a lesser level of understanding, I look forward to meeting with you.
Hey Judah, real fast, if you could, your volume's low. Can you see if you could turn it up? Because we could hear my Sharak, but it sounds like your volume's a little low.
Let me see if I can do something. Hold on.
Yeah, that sounds a little better already. Whatever you did.
Does that sound better now?
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay. I had the Bluetooth going, so let me turn this crap off.
Yeah, you might have to just start over a little bit. We got time.
All right, cool. Yeah, my name is Judah Macc. Take two. My name is Judah Macc, and I appreciate y'all, following us on Milk in the Morning, the show that we do. I also am a former member of Israel United in Christ. All praise to the Most High for bringing me up into this truth, taking me through the channels that He took me through, and bring me to a higher level of understanding, through other brothers that I've reached out to and fellowship with, and got a little bit more understanding and added it to what I've already seen and studied. All praises to the Most High for that. I look forward to linking up with some of the brothers and get a better understanding, and linking up with some of the brothers and to share the understanding that I have right now, and maybe to pull them up. When it's all said and done, I look forward to being humble in this truth, and linking up with my family, getting outside the box.
Right, that's true. That's good. Yeah, when we it was around during the Sukkot, I talked to Judah on, and I knew he was serious about this thing because when I talked to him, he told me what he was doing, and at that time, he had kind of stepped back from everything and kind of got off to himself. And I guess for about a week or so, was just studying the Word and questioning everything that had been taught to him, and just going back through everything, and just questioning it. And that's a heavy thing to do. That's a big sign. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you when I first just to take you back, when I first separated myself, and when we use the word separate, the first thing that we get taught is Jude 1:19. These be they that separate themselves. Ooh, they separated themselves. It's evil. No. The scriptures tell you to separate yourself in several places, or what I would. If you separate yourself and you separate yourself so you can go into sin, that's evil. If you separate yourself from people because it's not right for you, it's not the right situation for you, that's not sin. So when I first separated myself, because I didn't like some things that were going on, some things that had happened to me, some things that I had been seeing over the course of a few years, some things dealing with some of the people in position, some things that I didn't think was going to change. I just decided I'd separate myself. And when I did that, it took a course of maybe 5 months before I realized I'm not going back. And then I announced that I wasn't going back. And in announcing that I wasn't going back to the congregation that I was a part of, the attacks came, the hatred came, the burn his shirts, don't deal with his business. It was just a lot of, and I think in most cases it was ignorance. But in seeing that, it caused me to fall back and pay attention. If that amount of indignation or hatred was coming my way, it caused me to sit back and really look at everything, because it rocked my house. My children, they didn't know, what I'm saying, are you the devil, daddy? Because the people that we come to know and love, they put it out that you the devil. So they still connected on certain social media groups and whatnot. And they saying you the devil. It's possible that you could be the devil, because I've taught them to think for themselves. So don't just think because I'm your daddy that I'm God incarnate, you know what I'm saying? So they looking at it from all aspects, like, my daddy might be the devil. I might have to choose somebody else over my daddy because he's the devil. So, it rocked my house. And me trying to juggle everything and get everything in order and whatnot, it caused me to fall back for about 2 weeks. You said a week, it was 2 weeks actually. And I told Masharathyah, look, you teach the classes, I got to fall back. And this is around the time of Tabernacles. Like, I got to fall back and really put all this stuff together, because I was having a freaking breakdown. I was like, all the people that I come up to love, I got some people calling me and saying, we love you, but they forcing us to do this. Other people is hitting me up talking about repent. And I'm asking them, repent for what? I don't know, but this is what they said, so repent, nigga. So I'm like, I'm going through it. So I had to sit back and just really revamp myself and try to figure out, where am I at in this thing, and what am I going to do? What am I going to believe? What direction am I going to go in? So it took me, 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I really shut down. That wasn't 2 weeks of flat out studying. That was 2 weeks of praying and really trying to search myself. Then after I came out of that, it was study machine. It was just raw. It was study freaking. I was on a mission. And that's where where me and Masharathyah have been going for the last month or so, going really deep into the Lord's word. And he's been opening up some things for us, and all praises to the Most High for
that. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you could, something, I'll be honest, something I was kind of, that shocked me is, like, because the way I came up, I never did join a camp. I studied camp teachings, but I studied teachings from other places. I didn't realize that some of the people in these camps, they're not aware that there's other people outside those camps that are even teaching that we're Hebrews. Can y'all speak on that a little bit?
Mosh, I'll let you take it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'm gonna. You gonna let me take all the questions?
No,
I'm gonna talk. I got you. Cool. I got it. Yeah, absolutely. This is the reason why. Because, and I know this from experience. I'm not hypothetically speaking. The reason why is because in most of these camps, and a lot of these camps spring from New York. A lot of these, when you do the history, they spring from New York. And New York is one main camp, one West, that all of them sprout from. Just like in Christianity, everybody sprouts from the Catholic Church. And then they jump off into different denominations. All the charismatic leaders of the Catholic Church sprung off and did their own thing. Baptist, Apostolic, Episcopalian, you know what I'm saying? All of that. But they all sprout from the Catholic Church. Similar to in this truth with understanding that we are the children of Israel. Most of the camps are offshoot or sprout from one West in New York. And that's where everything pretty much comes from. And part of that teaching is everybody else is the devil. All the information, the true information comes from me and where we at. And if you go outside of what we teaching you, then you the devil, because one mind, one spirit. So no matter what we teach you is the truth. And if you go outside and listen to somebody else, then you the damn devil, because they the damn devil, and we're going to cut you off. One mind, one spirit, equally yoked, period. Otherwise, you ain't in the truth. And that's why people be scared to death to listen to anything outside of that, because people will have in their mind that these are the men of God. They're the men that God put over me. This is what they bred into my mind. So this is what I believe. So if I don't do what they say, then I'm going to die to death. And people really buy into that. That's why when you see people that when you wonder, how can somebody drink poison and they all die? Because people really buy into that. They want to believe that you're guiding them to God. And people really buy into it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the scriptures say, don't be many teachers, because we're going to get the greater damnation. Because you better watch out what you're teaching, because people are going to buy into it. Right now, I remember when me and Masharathyah, when we was doing Daily Bread, when we were with that congregation, we was doing Daily Bread. People was talking vegan left and right for a year. People was talking vegan this and vegan that. And wasn't nobody catching on. Me and Masharathyah, because we had such an audience, we said...
Hey, hold on one sec. Hey, Zion, you said, I just joined in. Did this brother sell out to what? He in the truth. He's studying the word. He teaching the word. So what do you mean by that? Go ahead.
Me or him?
Nah, yeah, go ahead. Keep talking, Judah. It's just somebody in there. I guess he from IUIC or something. Over on YouTube, ask a question.
Hey, notice the first thing that happens with brothers is attack. Evil attack. But anyway, like I said, when you speak something as a teacher, when people hold on to your every word, they'll follow it. When me and Masharathyah said we was going vegan, then everybody in IUIC started going vegan. It was Vegan Fest 2018. It was 2017. It was Vegan Fest. Everybody was going vegan. We said we went vegan. Everybody went vegan. If I go on right now, if everybody that follows our show, if I said peanut butter is of the devil, don't eat it, people be like, I'm getting rid of peanut butter. And that's why you got to be careful on what you teach. And you got to be careful on how you teach, because you can lord over people and that thing becomes intoxicating. So that's why people, you know what I'm saying, people feel like there's nothing else outside of their camp, because the teachers are telling them there's nothing else. The only thing outside of our camp is evil. That's why when you see right now we're teaching, we just having a dialogue, and people from the camp that I came from will be like, he's a damn devil. He gonna die. He's a sellout. Like, he's teaching Christ, right? He's still keeping the laws, right? How's he gonna die? How's he a sellout? Because he ain't with us no more. So that's it for him. And
Yeah,
why? Because that's what they was taught.
right. And the thing about it too, Michael, is it's no different than Christianity when you look at it. Because in the Christian church, you depend on your pastor to tell you everything. Monday through Saturday, you go about your life. You might pick up the Bible a few times throughout the week, but you hang on every word that your pastor says. If he tell y'all to stand up and sing a hymn, you do it. If he tell y'all to turn the page, whatever, you do it. If the tambourine and the music come on, you do it. Then he give his little sweet lesson, and then you do it. Whatever they tell you, that's what you follow. Instead, just like in the Christian church, and then they'll come out of the church and you'll ask them, where can I find whatever in the scripture? And they won't be able to tell you. The only thing they'll be able to regurgitate is what the pastor said.
Hey, Maj, hold on one sec. Hey, Zion Israel, you said don't get emotional, and you said he had a good show, but he would get rude. I mean, Paul said, although I be rude in speech. I mean, and it's being emotional is not a sin. If it's righteous, God is emotional. God get angry. God
Right.
be happy. So I mean, you I guess you with IUIC, man. I don't know.
Hey, watch this. Hey, Moss, I was just telling Moss this earlier. Moss is look, now he's shaking his head. I was telling Moss this earlier. Moss was like, "Man, you be emotional." I said, "Yeah, you damn straight. I be emotional. I'm emotional because that's a part of being a person. I have emotions. Sometimes I'm happy. Sometimes I'm sad. Sometimes I'm extra happy. I'm just laughing. And then sometimes I'm extra sad where I'm just crying. Sometimes I'm mad where I'm just a little mad. Other times I'm mad when I'm banging tables. I'm pissed off. That's emotions. That's part of us being human.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. We've learned in some of these camps, yeah, brother's emotional. As if that's a bad thing. Christ cried.
Right.
Remember when Christ got mad? And he he went in the temple and flipped over tables and started whipping cats.
Oh, they would have called him a sinner today. They'd have called him a sinner today.
That wasn't that serious. You could have went in there and asked him to leave. He didn't want to hear that at the time. He's like, I'm going to whoop some ass.
Yeah. Hey, what y'all really need to be asking, and this was heavy, and this is something these brothers were teaching on, is why aren't they saying why they were kicked out? Nobody's talking about that. And Mosh, if you want, go into why aren't they saying why y'all were removed? Or is that being said? Is the leadership going into that?
We wasn't kicked out. So,
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, I was asked to come back early, and I declined. And I didn't leave because of Judah, and he can attest to that. Trust me, he can attest to that. Matter of fact, the morning to morning thing that we, the Most High has allowed for us to bring out was one of the reasons why I didn't come back. Having the time to sit back in the past 6 months, being able to just read and clear my mind and study, there was things that I found that didn't match up and didn't add up. And before I left, I even had questions. And I never got them answered until I was able to leave and then clear my mind. And then that's when it started from there.
Hey, hold on, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you said Paul ain't Christ, so why bring his name up? But Christ is Christ. I mean,
what does that mean? Paul ain't Christ. Why bring his name up?
Because I said Paul said, although I be rude in speech, big guy, what you say? Yeah.
Let's get it real quick. Hey, Masharathyah. Christ, bring his name up. Hey, go to John 2.
All I'm trying to tell you is the points you're trying to make are pointless. You see what I'm saying? You saying, oh, this dude, he spoke a little rude, because Bishop Nate is damn near perfect. We don't need to ask. What?
Woo! Hey, you see it? Oh, you see it?
Woo!
That is not everybody But some brothers,
Hey, well, hold on,
he
man.
went further.
Because that goes right to the question that I'm asking. Y'all need to, man. Look, all right. So you said Bishop Nate is damn near perfect. We don't need to ask. You do. Well, you said damn near perfect, so he ain't perfect. So you better ask. I mean, bro, you just blowing yourself out. Like, but I'm sorry, I ain't gonna interrupt no more. I'm gonna let y'all deal.
So what was the question?
Damn.
I got another question in light of this. This is my question. I wrote, it sounds like the structure of that organization creates an environment where it's easy to become a worshiper of men. Would you say that?
Judah?
Nah, I ain't about to answer nothing. I'm about to let you answer.
Go ahead, Mosh.
Now, the question you're asking is, does that place breed an environment of worshiper of men?
Well, no. I didn't say that. I said, does the way it's structured, it can create an environment where it's easy for maybe a weak-minded person to become a worshiper of man and not the word.
Yeah, now that you put it that way, absolutely. Yeah. For a weak-minded person, can it create an environment where you can be a worshiper of men? 100% yes. I call it the dangling of the chariot, because it's a crab in a bucket mentality where status means everything. Being next to certain people means everything. It means you get certain perks, you get certain things that other people don't get, and absolutely. So you'll be willing to do quite a bit of things in order to get that in that position. So yeah, absolutely. I would say yeah, to the weak-minded person. Is everybody like that? No. Me and Judah always talk about it. Me and other people do as well. It's a fine line. It's a difference between being a true worshiper of the Most High, and then it's a fine line between a worshiper of men. Because you'll find brothers and sisters in there that's strictly there to keep the commandments, but you'll also find people in there for the opposite of that, which is to be a follower of men. So yeah, absolutely.
All right. G-Conscious, he said, and I already know my answer to this because I was serving him when I didn't know, but he said, what if you're not the children of the Most High? Would you still serve him?
Absolutely. Yeah, Moss, go ahead.
Yeah, if you're not a children of the Most High, would you serve the Most High? 100% yes. When you go through the scriptures, matter of fact, let's get one of them. Let's go to Judith. Judith. Hey, this is right up my alley right here, because this is what they don't teach you, but this is what you learn when you do study. Let's go to Judith.
Hey, y'all, and nah, man, I done, G-Con's on here, and I done talked to that brother personally, and he's searching, and he don't realize it, but in about a year, he gonna be full Hebrew Israelite, because he's seeking the truth out, you know, and he just now came into the awareness of some other brothers that are out there that's teaching something different from the camps. So, nah, he ain't trolling. Now, Ak over here is in here going off, but anyway, go ahead. Y'all keep going. I'm sorry.
Go to Judith chapter 14, and we're going to read verse 6 through 10. So when you read throughout the scriptures, the Most High, he can use whoever he wants to use. He called Cyrus the king his anointed. We can't dispute that. The Most High can use whoever he see fit. There's a gentleman we're about to read. He was an Ammonite. His name was Achior. You read him in the Judith, the 5th chapter, where he said, if we keep the commandments, the Most High was on our side. If we broke them, the Most High will be against us. And he knew the history of Israel. And he told the history of Israel to Holofernes. Holofernes turned him over to our people. And he told him, when we, raid Israel, not only are we going to kill Israel, but we're going to kill you too. And that's why he turned them over to the Simeonites. So now we're going to read what happened when Judith ended up killing Holofernes and she went and told Achior what happened, and we're going to see what happened to Achior. Read verse 6.
Judith chapter 14, verse 6. Then they called Achior out of the house of Ozias. And when he was come, saw the head of Holofernes in a man's hand, and the assembly of the people. He fell down on his face, and his spirit failed.
So he saw that Judith had cut the head off of Holofernes for the children of Israel. Go ahead.
But when they had recovered him, he fell at Judith's feet and reverenced her, and said, Blessed art thou in all the tabernacles of Judah, and in all nations which hear thy name shall be astonished. Now, therefore, tell me all the things that thou hast done in these days. Then Judith declared unto him in the midst of the people all that she had done, from the day that she had went forth until the hour that she spake unto them.
So Achior was astonished, and he asked Judith to tell me what you did. Tell me what happened. So she told him what happened. Go ahead.
And when she had left off speaking, the people shouted with a loud voice and made a joyful noise in their city.
So let's see what happened with Achior, who was an Ammonite. Go ahead.
And when Achior had seen all that the God of Israel had done, he believed in God greatly. And circumcised.
He what?
He believed in God greatly.
Mm-hmm.
And circumcised the flesh of his foreskin, and was joined unto the house of Israel unto this day.
See that? He was of another nation, and they accepted him, and they circumcised him, and guess what? He was joined to the house of Israel forever. So if you want to serve the Lord, who am I to say you can serve the Lord? That's up to the Most High. That's up to the Most High.
Yep. I got a question, like, because I see what y'all have to deal with. Because I'm just watching it now. It don't bother me.
You seeing it on it right now, right?
But
they're like, I hate them niggas. I hate them.
Yeah, because this dude, this brother, Zion Israel, he's condemning people to hell, and I guess he feels he's God. Do people know why you left, or are people just blindly condemning you because they're just going off what somebody told them, or what have y'all experienced with that?
I'm gonna tell you, me personally, let me just line it out for you. Before all of this came up, before anybody in the upper leadership said anything about me, I've gotten nothing but hugs and kisses and thank you because the type of brother that I've always been passionate. I've always been aggressive. I've never changed that. Somebody say, yeah, you're too passionate, you're too aggressive. Some people say emotional. But one thing nobody ever say is, you hate your people, you hate this, you unhelpful, you just wanted to be about you. I've always put people above myself. At one point, people in the congregation I was in, they was calling me Hotel Judah, because my house has always been open to people. I ain't got to know you that long. If I see that you need help, I always bring you in and try to be the first one to help, because that's where my help is. So before all this stuff with leadership happened, everybody had nothing but good stuff to say about Judah Macc. He's a great guy. I love Judah Macc. Judah Macc, Judah Macc, Judah Macc. And I always shunned that, like, don't make it about me. Even with Masharathyah, when I first met him, he was like, Judah Macc, Judah Macc. And I was like, man, stop that. That shit is weird. Stop that. I'm your brother. And he laughed, and the other brothers around him, they laughed and whatnot. Me and him always joke about it, because I never try to take that to myself to make me like I'm preeminent over anybody. You know what I'm saying? But then when people didn't know, it was some background stuff going on. So I was like, man, hey, you're not the Lord over me. When it came to certain people in leadership, you're not the Lord over me. And it was like, you're not acting like a IUIC captain. I'm like, well, I don't agree with certain judgments that y'all coming with, and apparently I ain't like y'all are. You know what I'm saying? But I'm me. So when they openly started saying to hell with Judah Macc, that's when people who was hugs and kisses, my brothers, my sisters, that's when they start saying, yeah, the hell with Judah Macc. And it was like an instant change. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Me and you never had any problems. Me and you just went out to dinner not 2 days ago. Now it's to hell with Judah Macc. Me and you never had any problems. So yes, when it's like some people are in a cult, and I say this all the time. Some people are in a cult, and some people ain't. You can be sitting right next to a brother, and two brothers sitting right next to each other in the same place with the same understanding under the same leadership. And one of them is a follower of man, and he's in a cult, and the other one is a free thinker, and he's there to serve the Lord aside from that man. And they might be sitting right next to each other. And I've seen that and learned that in this congregation, and what I've been going through, I've learned it sharply. Because right now, I still talk to people in IUIC, high-ranking people in IUIC. I'm talking about upper leadership, where I was at the captain status and the deacons and whatnot. I still talk to people, and they don't agree. But
so Mosh did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, I had a similar experience, but I look at it totally different. For me, the Most High know what he's doing, and if people are meant to be in your life, they'll be in your life. I learned to take that anger and channel that frustration, and that's when I went to the scriptures, because the only thing you're supposed to rely on is the Bible, and the Most High gonna force you to rely on him and nobody else. At first, I didn't understand it, but it took that happening for me to see that. And like the scripture when you read in Hosea 5:15, where he says, well, I will go and return to my place until they acknowledge their offense. In their affliction, they will seek me early. So when I was going through all this stuff and I didn't know how to handle it and I didn't know how to deal with it, that's when I really turned to the Lord, and that's how I was able to find my answers. So I don't really think about what other people got to say. That stuff just don't bother me. The people that is in my life, they meant to be. The ones that ain't here, they're not meant to be. He that has an ear, let him hear. So, whenever we teach classes or, whatever the case may be, those who are meant to get it, they gonna get it, man. I can't worry about those who let somebody else teach them. You know what I mean? I can't worry about those who are sheeple and don't study for themselves. Ain't nothing I can do about that. You know why? Because God is the one that puts them in a position to be like that. So if you don't listen, if somebody else control you, then you might have to pray about that, because that's the Lord that's in control. That's why you act like that. So I don't put too much into it, Michael.
Okay, my wife, she asked a similar question. She said, are there any IUIC members reaching out to you, supporting you, or your decision to walk away from the camp, or following you too? So,
one thing I'm gonna tell y'all straight up: I do not want followers. I follow Christ. Follow Christ. I do not want followers. If anybody listening right now, do not follow me. That whole concept of your own thing and you're trying to do something, that's camp stuff. I don't have my own thing. The thing that I have is right here.
And Judah, real fast, explain when you say your own thing, explain that to the folks who might not know what you're talking about when you say that.
Well, when me and Masharathyah left, one thing that was said about us is that they trying to leave so they can do their own thing, because they want to heap me into themselves to do their own thing so they can usurp the thing that we have. Talking about the congregation that we left. So they trying to do their own thing. And we were not trying to do our own thing. I don't have any t-shirts made up or anything like that. From the beginning, when I first came into the truth, when I found out that we the real Jews, when I found out that we're supposed to be keeping the laws of God, immediately I started telling everybody. Immediately, the Spirit hit me to tell everybody. Before I was in a camp, I had a house full of people telling them what we're supposed to be doing in the Lord. And I didn't know everything, but the stuff that I knew, I was telling them. And I didn't think that was my own thing. I thought that's what I was commissioned to do by the Lord. So now coming outside of a camp, it's like, you're doing your own thing. You're trying to start your own thing. No, nobody, if you're truly serving the Lord, nobody is doing their own thing. This is God's thing. This is Christ's thing. The disciples, when they were going out and establishing the churches, they weren't doing it because they had a bright idea. Christ told them to do it. That was Christ's thing. Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. Why? Because this is Christ's thing. This is not our thing. This is the Mashiach's thing. This is the Messiah's thing. This has nothing to do with us. We are fallible. We are messed up. So when people say that, and that's what me and Masharathyah have been accused of, you're doing your own thing. They're trying to do their own thing. Look at them going out to establish their own thing. No, we're not. I love the fact that I'm talking to you. And Michael, me and you right now, we have some differences in the way that we see things. And some things that you showed me, I was like, let me look at that. You know, I need to adjust the way I look at it. Some things that I've showed you, you've like, hey, let me look at that. Let me see the way that's iron sharpening iron. In that, we know that we're not doing our own thing. We're just sharing how the Most High has blessed us, and we're trying to sharpen each other up. Right. But in these, it's just like, if you're doing anything against me, that's your own thing. I am the thing. And that's where everything goes wrong.
Yep. Hey, what I always say, Michael, is we are trying to do a thing. We're trying to do the right thing, which is why, like Judah said, iron sharpens iron, because at the end of the day, we all trying to do the right thing. So if you trying to equate that as doing my own thing, then the answer is yes.
And and IUIC and a lot of these camps were built on people doing their own thing, wasn't it? Weren't they?
Absolutely. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, and people don't realize this. When me and Masharathyah had people contact him too, but I've met a few people now that know the leadership of the camp that I came from, and they have pictures that show that I know them. Look, this is us back in 96, 95, 92. This is us right here. This is us at the table. This is us for Passover. This is us right here. And show that I know them. We was in this camp together. We was in this camp together, and we was in that camp together. And they like, he left this camp. Both of them was in that camp, and they left. And then we all left, and we went to this camp. And then we was in this camp for a minute, and then we left that after a year or two. And then we was in this camp. And then we left that, and then they started the IUIC thing. But right now, anybody that leaves is talking about, you're doing your own thing. That's your own thing. Well, hold up. When you left Camp 1, was that you doing your own thing? Maybe not. But when you left Camp 2, was that you doing your own thing? Separate yourself. Maybe not. What about Camp 3? When you left that, was that you doing your own thing? You the damn devil. It's like, now anybody that leaves your camp is like, you're doing your own thing. This is of the devil. Stop.
All right. G-Con asks, the first Christians were Israelites. What's the problem with the term Christian if Paul and Peter used the term, I believe? Well, I'll tell you this real fast, G-Con. You kind of coming around a different group of Hebrews that, I mean, I don't know, that really don't apply. We don't get caught up in all that. But, you know, like I said, I don't know how Judah, Macc, and Mosh feel about that, but y'all can go ahead and answer that if y'all want.
I'm a Christian, meaning I'm a follower of Christ.
Yeah.
I'm not a Christian, meaning I'm a follower of Christmas and Caesar Borgia and freaking Zeus and Halloween and all that other dumb stuff. But Christian in the sense of a follower of Christ, I am that. So if we want to, the reason we don't use the word Christian is because people get it twisted. They think we about to say Merry Christmas to them. Nah, because that's what's attached to that. So that's why we don't use that word, because it's been polluted. Just like in the scriptures you read in Acts 13:1, it says nigger. But we don't use the word nigger because it's been polluted. Nigger just meant black back then. They used that word, black. Simon was called black. Hey, what up, black? That word for black was nigger, or they'll try to translate it to Niger. It was nigger. But they used that. That's where that word nigger came from. It meant black. We don't use that because they done polluted the dang on word. Just like with Christian, we don't use that because they done polluted it. Now Christian was attached to that. Halloween, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, all these things that we know come from paganism. So if I say I'm a Christian, people are like, oh, praise the Lord. And they have a picture of white Jesus and they're like, Now, hold up. That ain't me right there. Hold up. Fall back with that. So we got to say who we are. We the Israelites.
Somebody asked, now are you going to start and you kind of answered this already, but are y'all going to start a camp or anything? You just teaching the Most High's word?
Right. I know for myself, Most High will trying to start a nonprofit organization. And if something comes up out of that, where we're able to teach people and show people how to keep God's commandments, yeah, I'll be doing something like that. But as far as starting a 3-4 letter, no, ain't doing that.
All right. If you could talk about a little about what you brothers were teaching on this week, and kind of some of the backlash, because I know day one, Judah Mac was, both of y'all were busy just putting fires out, I guess. Can y'all talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. How long ago was it? It was about maybe a little bit over a month ago. It was brought to my attention about somebody, someone brought it to my attention and he was like, hey, I need you to look at something. And so I said, all right, I'll check it out. So it was a brother from Chosen Seed. His name is Yaquab. Real good brother. If y'all get a chance, check him out. So they presented this video and I'm looking at it and I sent it to Judah. And I said, hey, Judah, I need you to look at this video. He looked at it, I looked at it, and then all of a sudden, myself, the beautiful thing now is whether I agree with something or I disagree with something, what I do, all praises to the Most High. If it's in the scripture, I'm gonna search it out. And I wanna know why you agree with it, why you don't agree with it, what are your thoughts on it? What makes you think that this scripture matches up with this? So search the scriptures. And so my thought is, okay, I keep evening to evening. Why do I keep evening to evening? Let me search the scriptures. Why does this person do it this way? Let me search the scriptures. Then all of a sudden the revelation came and I'm like, oh, snaps. It do say what it says. So I sent it to Judah, sent it to some other people, and I didn't say anything. I said, hey, just check it out. Let me know what you think. I ain't gonna, give you any type of details. And all of a sudden, all of us came back and we was like, dang, the scriptures do that. And we started to search and just read and read and read. It wasn't something that just happened overnight. We actually read. It was nice. Me and Judah would stay up till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Then that brother would call me at 7 o'clock in the morning, ready to go. And I'm like, Judah, I just got in bed. Why are you calling me? He's like, Mosh, I can't stop thinking about it. And he's like, I'm reading it and it says what it says. So then it just, one thing just led to another. And then all of a sudden we put the scriptures together. We reached out to some more people. They had some information on it. And then all of a sudden Judah was like, hey, guys, we got to keep God's commandments. This is what it says. We got to make haste to keep his commandments. So Judah went to teach his family. And then I taught my son and he was like, hey, we got to start putting this out. We got to bring this out to the people. And we was like, cool, let's do it. And that's how it started. So it wasn't something that was just random. It wasn't something that wasn't well thought out. It was plenty of people that was involved. And then we was able to go to other people. The beautiful thing about it is ask questions. Whether you agree or disagree, you just ask questions. And then from there, it just took off.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, and with that understanding, like with the morning to morning understanding, me and Masharathyah between both of us, because what has happened with people that look at that, they're like, well, the elders, whether, and I'm not just talking about the congregation I came from, because it was another congregation, they did a debunking video where they were trying to debunk what we were saying and whatnot. So this is not a attack on any particular or an attack at all. But people say, well, the elders of our congregation have been around for combined, if you add his 25 years and his 25 years and his 20 years and his 15 years, that's 300 years of understanding. And it's like, okay, that's cool. But the Most High ain't dealing with that. The Most High bring it the way he bring it. I remember when the new moon changed, and I have a class about the new moon, and I was going to teach it this morning, but Masharathyah was like, hey, fall back for a minute because I want to, he said he wanted to get more understanding. I understand it the way I see it, but he was like, fall back. So I fell back from teaching it because I want to make sure that my brother sees it also. And if he don't see it, we'll just fall back until we on one accord with it before we teach it. But I remember when the new moon changed, and it was told to us that that understanding of the new moon being the bright moon, brothers in the leadership was surveying that for a whole year. And it made me think, you mean y'all got 350 years of understanding and y'all had to take a whole year of letting us do all the feast days wrong, all the new moons wrong. You had to take a whole year before y'all brought that to us. It didn't take, when I found out it was morning to morning, and when Mosh found out it was morning to morning, it wasn't a good couple weeks. It wasn't a good 2 Sabbaths. Then we was like, hey, we gotta teach the people. So, and we ain't got no 350 years of understanding, so-called. So how in the hell does it take a year the scriptures tell you to make haste. So that just goes to show that we gotta watch out how we deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? If I know something to be seen and I don't bring it to you and allow you to be able to understand it also, then what is that, Leviticus 5? Let me go to it real quick.
What's that?
Okay, Leviticus chapter 5 and 1.
Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 1. And if his soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, and is a witness whether he hath seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
So if I know something to be said and I don't bring it to you and be like, hey man, that ain't right, look, then I'm bearing your iniquity too. I'm as guilty as you are. I'm allowing you to sin. I see that it ain't right. The scriptures also say if somebody know to do good and do it not, it's sin to him. So I had to make haste. I had to stop everything that I was doing and dig into these scriptures to see if what I saw was right, because it was people's salvation. It was the way you keep the Sabbath, the way you keep the high holy days. You ending the Sabbath when it ain't over yet. So we got to make sure that we get this stuff right and hurry up and bring it to the people.
Right. All right. Y'all gonna like this one. It says, his brother saying, I guess he IUIC too. He says these two were kicked out of IUIC and yet have not repented. And he's quoting Romans 16 verse 17 and 18. Mark them which cause division and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned. And then he put, now they teaching a different doctrine. Y'all, I know y'all been getting that a bunch. Y'all want to address that?
I would, the brother though, obviously he ain't never called me, but I wasn't kicked out of no congregation. Like I said, I was asked to come back and I declined. That's not being kicked out of anything. And like the brother don't know, even when I was gone, I was still hanging around those same people that he so-called think kicked me out. So I wasn't kicked out of anything. I'm not even gonna, it's not worth me elaborating on. I wasn't kicked out. I was still hanging out with the same people. So, and I got asked to come back and I said no.
So brother, you violating right here, and we got it in writing. And we got 2 witnesses here.
Yeah, I can show you the text message. I wasn't kicked out of nothing.
Yeah,
I still got the video. Hey, I still got the video. So I got to download on my computer.
So you need to repent. And I got it. You typed all this out, so you in error. So where are you getting that from? You saying they were kicked out? And these brothers you got 2 witnesses here saying they weren't. And he said he got video evidence.
I got video and I got audio. Look, watch this.
Look at, so Mini One Up, his name Mini One Up. It says now that, so you need to repent in them comments. All right.
Yeah, the brother, what's happening is the brother's bearing false witness. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got kicked out. We kicked them out. Now, it was an option for us to come back. It was an option for me to come back. Notice, when I got suspended from the congregation, there was no sin that was brought up. It was just suspended because you went against the bishop. I'm like, okay. And I sit there and I ate that. And I let 5 months go by. In that 5 months, it was like, you need to contact this, that, and the third so we can let you back. For the first 2 months, I was doing that. The last 3 months, I decided, you know what? Because in the first 2 months, when the whole council went down, I was already thinking in my mind, enough. Because I'd already been thinking before that, enough of this. So after 5 months, I decided, you know what? I ain't coming back. I'm about to just move on. That's when the attacks started happening. Within that 5 months, the attacks wasn't really happening like that. They were telling people not to support me, not to support my business, and to fall back. But after I did, basically announced that I wasn't coming back, that's when the attacks really started happening. Because he ain't coming back, so now we got to crush him. But it ain't like they was like, kick him out, he can't never come back. That never happened to me, nor did that happen to Masharathyah. So, brother, don't know what you're talking about.
Somebody else asks, if you have to eat on a feast day, Day of Atonement, Sabbath, new moons, then why was Christ able to fast for 40 days with no sin, and Paul fasted for 14 days starting the Day of Atonement?
Because he's the Lord and he can do what he want to do.
Exactly. Hey, ask the Most High to give you that understanding.
Yeah, and keep the commandments. And when you stand before judgment, if they let you into the kingdom, then you can ask the Lord. Because he's the Lord and he do what he want to do. Because he's the one that created everything. And who are we to ask him anything? We supposed to say, okay, yes, Lord.
All right. Let's see. So So that brother ain't saying nothing else. The one who accused y'all being kicked out, like he done went mute on us. He ain't typing nothing in there. And brother,
hey, we love you, brother. We love you, and we don't feel no way about you. Ask your questions, bro.
All right. Let's see. Have other camps, have they reached out to y'all?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've had a few camps asked me to join up in a leadership position. Like, yeah, we've been following you, and you know what I'm saying, and you a good brother. We always seen you this way and that way and that. And I told him, no, I'm not joining up. Nothing against your camp, nothing against all that, but I ain't looking to do that. I'm not looking to jump into another camp position where your leadership and then who's the ranking man and I ain't looking to jump into another one of those. I'm looking to be your brother, your servant. If I can help you, I'll help you. That's it. Okay. I'm not looking to jump into that. I look at that as dang on bondage.
Let me see. So when you brothers went in teaching, teaching on that this week, because I know you called me on Tuesday. You like, man, Mike, he's like, you trying to put them fires out. What was a lot of the backlash? What was some of the stuff that was, that was going on with all that?
Hey, go ahead, my son. Go ahead. Real talk, the backlash wasn't from people. The only backlash came from people that didn't watch the class. Mm-hmm. The people that didn't watch the class, they was like, yeah, that's bullshit. That's the devil. We ain't trying to hear that. That's the devil. And then they would throw up questions that was answered early, middle, and later in the class. What about Nehemiah 13? And then you have to ask yourself, did you watch the class? Because we went over Nehemiah 13 like 3 or 4 times. And you understood that they didn't watch the class. They were just going against it. But the people that actually said they sit down and watch the class, there was no hatred that came. It was like everybody, and this is people in the camp that I came from, they was like, oh my God, it's true. All these precepts saying the same thing, it's true. How did we miss this? How did leadership miss this? Why are we doing it this way? Everybody on one accord that watched the class said, man, that's the truth. The ones that didn't watch the class, that was just on that camp stuff, I'm just gonna follow my leadership. Them, they attacked. They was putting up emojis, putting up like one emoji that came up, with Minister Society when the dude was sitting there at the interrogation table. He was like, you done effed up, right? You done effed up. They was putting up stuff like that, as if we didn't already go over this, this thing. But people that actually watched the class, they was like, man, I can't. What do I do now? I can't go back to how it was. Because it ain't no denying. The scriptures came out. We gave over 75 precepts saying the exact same thing. That morning to morning was the way that we started our day and our Sabbath and our new moon and our feast days.
And the thing about it is, like Judah saying, we had one brother on there that was scoffing in the beginning of the class. So Judah was like, hey, brother, we're going to have to block you. But he's like, if you want to, watch it, go ahead and watch it. But right now, you interrupted. The dude messaged Judah back after the class and was like, bro, I was wrong. He said, I watched the class and I was wrong. So anybody who watches that class knows that's what it is, how we're supposed to keep it. And the thing about it is, like Judah said, those who don't watch the class, those are the only ones who are scoffing. But all you got to do is sit down and watch the class. Like I said, if you are a student of the Bible and you love the Lord and you love your brothers and your sisters, why would you search the scriptures to see what you were supposed to be doing and then study to give an answer? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Somebody would be able to come to you and say, no, that's incorrect. Let me take you through the scriptures and see what you're supposed to be doing according to God's laws. We're all supposed to do that if we're supposed to be each other's brothers' keepers. And we're supposed to do that if we're teachers. But the thing about it is, people don't want to do that not because of the scriptures, it's because who it's coming from. Because if it came from them, people will be more than happy to follow and more than happy to do it. But because it came from us, they don't want to hear it. So that's what it all stems from. So like I said, Michael, I always operate off of, if it's meant to be, the Most High gonna give it to you. One man plant, one man water, God gives the increase.
Right.
He that has an ear, let him hear. So that's all you can do. But I haven't met anybody who watched the class, Michael, and said it was wrong. Not one.
Wow.
Not one.
It's kind of a twofold question. So do you, in your, I guess, experience dealing with them, is it going to come out? Are they going to address why y'all left and why y'all were disciplined?
All I got to say about that, Michael, is tell them to put the video out. Wow. Play the video. Play the video. Because anybody who's seen the video, they know better. Play the video.
Hey, I got the video. I got the video. If need be, I'll put the damn thing out. Hey, somebody hit me up the other day, was like, yeah, they said they put you out because you was in adultery, because you was messing with somebody in Dallas and you was messing with somebody in Las Vegas. And that's why they put you out, because you was boning hoes. I was like, what? I said, who said that? He said they brought it out in Tabernacles. I'm like, nah, ain't nobody say that, for real. Because if that was the case, then it would seem that somebody in leadership would come to me and be like, this is what we need to fix you up on your sin. Not the BS from the stuff that they put us out for, suspended us for. I ain't gonna say put us out because they suspended us, because my family was still sitting there. Not that, about you went against leadership. Not that, it would be, Negro, you in adultery and we gonna fix this thing. It wouldn't be that. It would be telling us to get right because of this sin. So I'm like, now all of a sudden that all this stuff's coming out, now the reason I was suspended was because I'm boning holes from Dallas to Vegas. Damn. Okay, I didn't know that.
Right, but
so hey, somebody done stole my manhood and went and started dealing with women with it. Somebody got my manhood stamp all from Dallas to Vegas.
Yeah, but all I got to say about that is, again, Michael, is just play the video. Because the thing about it is, typically, when we do a class, we'll leave the class up. That was done and it was taken down. Ask yourself why. Play the video.
So is it a
But
tactic?
so I got it before it was taken down. I got it.
So is it a tactic they use to do a smear campaign on anybody who leaves and maybe speaks out or says something?
Hell yeah. Real short and sweet. Hell yeah. Because I'm telling you, the brothers that have been saying stuff about me, it was brothers talking about throw his whole family away. I've never had anything bad going on with any of these brothers. So to see that, it's like, why would y'all be doing that? It's to please leadership. And it's a smear campaign. The same way with this brother. I was told stuff about this brother. Like, why would y'all say that about this brother? Smear campaign. We the most ignorant dummies in the world and whatnot. It's a smear campaign. You go from one day being a great brother, a pillar in the congregation, to the next day, he the damn devil and don't nobody listen to him and cut him off. Come on, man.
So literally people are more loyal to leadership than they are to what the word says. Like they don't get convicted, even if they know what's being told to them is wrong. You saying there's a lot of situations like that?
That's in anything. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, and we done spent a lot of time, and I know a lot of these questions is coming from brothers and sisters that just want to know this, that, and the third. And like I said before in other classes, brothers and sisters love a train wreck. So they're like, give us stuff that we can beef about camps and this, that, and the third. When it's all said and done, hey, I done moved on. Masharathyah done moved on. The stuff that we teaching right now is out of the scriptures, out of study and whatnot. And I would prefer that brothers and sisters ask questions according to the Bible. The questions that are coming right now is all according to
drama.
This and what about beef and what about this beef and that beef?
Yeah.
And how about beefing? Hey, this is not basketball wise, real wise of Hollywood. None of that drama stuff. Just let's get into what makes us what we are. The Bible and the understanding of the Bible.
Right
now, everybody asking those questions, I bet they're keeping the Sabbath wrong. And after this, tomorrow, they're going to keep the Sabbath at nighttime, and then they're going to break the Sabbath Saturday at nighttime, and they're going to start doing their own business and going out and give them some wings and whatnot. And they ain't asking about that. They're asking about, so was you mad at the bishop? Was the bishop mad at you? Who was mad at who? Man, come on, man. Let's talk about what God commands us. What we supposed to be doing in the scripture. To hell with all that camp stuff.
Well, let's move forward then. What are because I know this week it was the feast day times. What are y'all plan on teaching on next for Milk in the Morning?
Monday, Most High will. Sometime next week. Hopefully Monday, if it be the will of the Most High, we're gonna go over 3 days and 3 nights. Woo! Christ.
Woo!
That's gonna be dope. So, because the doctrine is he was in the grave for 3 days and 3 nights. So we're gonna find out if that's the truth or not. If that's really what it was.
Okay.
And like he said, that's the doctrine. The scriptures don't say he was in the grave 3 days and 3 nights. That's the doctrine that we've learned. It didn't say the grave.
I could just give you a couple of scriptures to read, and it'll show you that he wasn't in the grave 3 days, 3 nights. That's why nobody could ever figure it out. That's why when you go from the Christian church to any type of Israelite congregation, they all got it wrong. They all jacked up. It's not true.
That's how you get to your double Sabbaths. It's a double Sabbath plus a Sabbath and a Sabbath. A Sabbath plus a Sabbath. 2 Sabbaths and back-to-back Sabbath.
People, if you forget to go to the stove, you in trouble. You in trouble.
All right, so this might be coming from somebody inside one of the camps. They ask, or it might be a good question for somebody who's in one. But what advice would you give to someone seeking to leave a camp? Is there a right or wrong way to renounce camp membership? Or what would be your advice on that?
Be ready to be hated. Be ready to be hated. And that's how you know that's somebody's own thing. Because if you, like right now, if I got brothers and sisters over my house right now and somebody says, I ain't feeling what's going on, I'm leaving, I should be like, okay, peace and blessings to wherever you go. Let me open up the door and let you out. Would you like a glass of water, a bottle of water on your way out? It shouldn't be like, you leaving me? Oh, you leaving, you the damn devil. But when you leave these camps, they're like, you the damn devil, you leaving me? My thing, God is only dealing with me. Be ready to be hated. That's the only thing I can tell you. And watch this, they hated Christ too. I'm gonna read something real quick. Marsh, if you would, go to Luke 6:22. Be ready for them to hate you, hate your guts, and strengthen yourself up. Gird up your loins, because they're gonna hate your guts because you separate yourself from their thing. And that's how you know they're doing their own thing. Read that.
Luke 6:22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company.
Don't nobody deal with him. Since he left, don't nobody deal with none of them. Blessed are you when they do that. Read.
And shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Verse 23. Rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven, for in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets.
So gird up your loins and be ready, because they're going to hate you. Everybody that you thought was your family, your friends, everybody that you ever did anything for, everybody that ever did anything for you, they're going to say that you the devil. They're going to be like, to hell with you, your family, throw all them away. It's going to hurt. But be ready for that. Blessed are you when they do that. Trust. It's okay. The Most High is with you.
Somebody asked, and if y'all don't know, Judah Macc, you already heard him say he makes T-shirts, but he also did a lot of music, and he's well known for that. And somebody asked, have they taken down your music?
I don't know, because everything that, when I first separated myself or left and announced that I wasn't going back, I didn't start deleting people or anything like that. I was like, these people are my family. The order went out to everybody to delete me, and everything that I touch is a curse. People was burning my shirts, like the shirts like what I got on right now, blue borders. They was burning my shirts. They was going online. Yeah, we burned it like it was images of white Jesus or something. They was burning my stuff. Like, are you serious? Masharathyah was sending me videos. I'm like, no, are you serious? Not only are you burnt 100% fringes with a border of blue, with an image of Christ on it, image with the scriptures on it. Y'all burning it up. That's how much y'all hate me. I wasn't really going against anything with them. They was going against stuff with me. I didn't delete anything of them. It wasn't until I started seeing that hatred and it was bothering me. And Marshall was like, man, you got to calm down. Don't get emotional. I'm like, these are my brothers. I was pissed. I was like, I know. Are you serious? I ain't never had a bad word. They ain't never said nothing to me. And none of these brothers reached out to me. So what I had to do is I started deleting everything. If something came up on my feed that was of that camp, I deleted, blocked, delete, blocked. I went through all my pictures and took all the pictures down that associated me with the camp. I deleted all of that. The ones that for my memory's sake, I saved them on my phone to store them because I still love them. I didn't just delete them straight out of my memory because I still love them, brothers. But taking it offline, I took all that stuff offline so it didn't bother me and it didn't bother nobody that was affiliated with me, because that stuff was affecting me. Just this morning, I was online on the class and I was like, hey, if I look like I'm out of the spirit, please forgive me and pray for me, because I've been dealing with these brothers for 8-9 years. And I got love for these brothers. And the evil that they spitting towards me, they don't know that I see it. It's brothers that I know that I've talked to that said they had a problem with certain stuff. And then I find out that they putting up emojis about me. And I'm like, no, not my brother. No, man, are you serious? But they don't know that I see it. They think that I can't see it. So secretly they doing this stuff amongst themselves. And that's why I just deleted everything. So I don't know what the hell they doing. I just delete all that stuff. As soon as I see it, delete, block, I don't want to see it. I don't give a damn if it's a class or whatever.
That was one of the things, because a lot of people who haven't been in camp, and especially to the level that that Judah and Mosh were in it, like, and that's something I realized when I talked to you. I think it was on Wednesday or whatever, but that's when I began to realize how ingrained that is. That was his whole life. When he says family, he's not just saying, oh yeah, we fam. No, that was literal family. That's outside of work. That's who he was dealing with. So, I mean, you really got to understand in order to step out and do what he did and make that change. A lot of people, they won't do that. You know, folks won't step out like that. They'll just kind of go along to get along.
Right. Well, you know, Michael, when you come in, you know, you have that feeling where you got to give up everybody in your life, and then they become your life. It's all you know. You get ingrained with the brothers and the sisters, and, you know, they watch your kids and y'all have dinner together. Obviously, you keep the Sabbath together, the feast days, the high holy days. You know, you travel to different cities and different people come to your city, and you become ingrained in all that. And that's all you know. Myself, I was in it for almost 5 years. Judah was in it for 9-10 years. For me, it didn't take me as much as him, because he was, you know, around, you know, the top people. I was around them for probably the last year and a half, 2 years, but that's what he was in. Like, that was all he knew, and that was his family. So he's seen a lot, been through a lot, done a lot, traveled a lot. So, you know, even now when I have conversations with him, you can still see it, you know, in his speech and when he talk about it. And, you know, I have to tell him, man, okay, you're going to be all right. And, you know, some days are better than others. For me, I have my moments, but for the most part, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I said before, if people are meant to be in your life, even if they still in IUIC, they'll be in your life. If they not meant to be in your life, they not going to be there. There's nothing you can do. The Lord is moving people out of your way so you can do his business. He only wants certain people around you so you can continue to do his work. And that's all I care about. If you're going to be around, I had it. Judah tell you, I used to have, you know, I lived in Dallas and I had a place. And I kept the Sabbath at my house because we didn't have a school at the time. And I was keeping the Sabbath at my house, the feast days, the high holy days, so on and so forth. And I had 100 people packed in my place. And we was barbecuing 5-6 days a week. And then when my situation happened and I looked around, they was nowhere to be found. And then I ended up in Austin, got into a situation, they was nowhere to be found. And that's when I came into the realization what the Most High was trying to show me. So from then on out, that's just how my mindset has always been. If people gonna be in your life, they gonna be there. The Lord gonna make sure that happens. So I don't sweat that stuff, man. It is what it is. I've been around brothers like yourself and other people since I've been removed. So I'm happy with that.
Your new family.
Right. I'm good. People come and go, man.
Yeah. And a brother here he said, truth is, he said, I've been supporting Judah Macc's business for years. The very shirt he has on, I have. He said, I still have a brother in the IUIC and he is miserable and they have a stronghold on my brother. So he's praying that his brother in there come out.
I'm sorry, I laughed. I'm like, dang, he said he's miserable.
Yeah.
That's a stronghold. When you're miserable doing something and you do it anyway. Like for myself, one of the things that I was getting judged for is you not moving in the spirit of a captain. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. I'm moving in the spirit of a brother that loves brothers and whatnot. The spirit of a captain, what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to be bringing the hammer down on people. I'm supposed to let y'all make me miserable. I got a good deal with my own family stuff, and then I got to get on these calls for 2 and 3 hours so y'all can bash. I don't want to, I ain't moving in that. And you're not going to force me to do it. That's what I'm talking about. You can't be ruled over. Well, the scriptures don't tell me that I have to go through that. I'm supposed to be at peace. So I ain't hear that. So when I hear brothers talking about they miserable, and I've known brothers right now like they miserable, that if I don't do this, this is gonna happen. And I'm looking, I'm like, you would think that somebody's gonna roll up to your front door with a damn Mossberg pump and be like, you better do it, I'm gonna blow your noodles out. Brother, you can just not do, you ain't nobody forcing you to do nothing. Why are you miserable? The Most High didn't call us to be miserable like that. We got enough stuff. Now, how are we going to go through double captivity? I'm in captivity because of the sin, and now I'm in captivity because of the brothers that I call brothers. So the brothers that's over me, now I'm in captivity to them too. So I'm in 2 captivities. Captivity because of my sin to the other nations, and captivity to my brother because he want to rule over me and be my Lord. Man, to hell with that.
That's right. And I agree with this brother's statement. He said, Judah, keep making music. That's what he said to do. And you got the fuel now to make some hot stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
All right, let's see what else is here.
You know what I want to make other than over music? I want to make relationships. I want to make relationships. I want to meet my brothers, meet my sisters. You know what I'm saying? Travel around without any strongholds and make relationships. Music, yeah, it's fun or whatever. But I'd rather make relationships.
That's good. That's good. So what's your website? Your t-shirt website?
Blue Borders, bluebordersclothing.com. That's bluebordersclothing.com.
All right, I'll pull it up here.
Hey, I'm gonna read something to you. I know Masharathyah gonna be like, I don't read that.
No, that ain't it, Judah. I'm actually reading something that a brother posted about a scripture, and brothers is funny, man.
Yeah, watch this.
It's too easy, man.
Watch this. Mas, can you read this for me?
Yes, absolutely.
Rock 34. Now watch this.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I told you, he's gonna be like, no, I don't read that. I'm gonna read it.
Sirach 34 and 22. This bro.
I ain't gonna read it. I'll leave it alone. I ain't gonna read it.
You funny.
My brother want me to read it, I ain't gonna read
it. You funny, man. Man, let it be, man. Let it ride, man. Most High gonna bless us, man. I do have a question on here, if you don't mind, Michael.
Go ahead. Absolutely.
All right, there's 2 of them on here, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
One brother, his name is football player. He said, Mosh, you gonna change your name since you were named by an evil man?
He said what?
He asked me if I'm gonna change my name since I was named by an evil man.
Yeah, I seen that one. I did. I was like, I don't know what the heck he's talking about.
I got the Most High put the spirit on Bishop Nathaniel to name me, to give me the name Masharathyah. I'm gonna say it again. The Most High. Nothing is done by the Most High. So the Most High is sitting back and he's saying, I'm going to put the spirit on Bishop Nathaniel to give Masharathyah that name, Masharathyah. That's why you brothers, that's carnal, because you're a man worshiper. You're not looking at it in a spiritual sense. Nothing happens without the Most High's permission. You ain't blinking an eye without the Most High telling you to blink. You ain't breathing without the Most High telling you to breathe. What makes you think that a man is doing that? When I got my name, I said all praises to the Most High for him putting the spirit on you, Bishop Nathaniel, to give me that name. I didn't say all praises to Bishop Nathaniel. I didn't start worshiping him. All things is of the Lord. My name means servant of God. or God's servant. It don't mean Bishop Nathaniel servant. It don't mean Judah Macc servant. It means God's servant. So quit thinking things in a carnal sense and put your spiritual eyes on.
Right.
Hey, and real talk, I'm gonna say something. When they come with this evil man, the evil man because Nathaniel's an evil man. Hey, Nathaniel is a man. Kanai is a man. The deacons are men. I am a man. Masharathyah is a man. Michael, you are a man. We are all fallible. We are all, and if you separate any part of our life, you can find a part of our life, even in the truth, where you can say, that nigga's evil. See, look at this part of his life right here. Look what he said. Look what he did concerning his wife. Look what he did concerning his job. Look what he did concerning his brother. He's evil. And we can pinpoint many places in all of our lives where we are evil, because we are fallible. We are messed up. We are subject to the flesh, and we fight and battle that thing. That's the whole fight. You know what I'm saying? So to look at Nathaniel and be like, he's an evil man. Man, shut up. This brother's out here doing, some of these brothers that say that man is evil, they sit on their couch and don't do crap for the truth. And they'll watch him in Africa, they'll watch him here, they'll watch him there, they'll watch him teaching. They're like, he's evil as hell. And they saying that from their couch. And I'm not saying that everything that he's doing is right, because he done came against me on many things. But I'm not stupid to say that this man, his whole life is evil. God is using him. God is using me. God is using you. God is using Masharathyah, using some of these brothers with some of this crazy bugged out stuff. Hey, God is using them brothers in GMS when they on that bull crap. God is using them. And some people in GMS, even though the leadership is talking about, yeah, we can rape little girls when they on their period. There's some people in that congregation that learn how to keep the commandments. Now that raping little girl stuff, yeah, God gonna deal with them Negroes for that. But don't try to bunch brothers in this whole evil thing, because people could say that about David. David's an evil man. He killed Uriah and took his wife. He was boning Uriah's wife while he was over there in war, and he trying to set Uriah up to come back and take the baby that wasn't his, and then he ended up getting him killed. He's an evil man. But God said he's dealing with David. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So let's not get it twisted. We all in this thing together. So I don't want nobody to think that I'm on here like Masharathyah or any one of us is on here like, yeah, this man is evil and we more righteous. Nah, to hell with that. We just trying to get this thing right.
That's right. That's good. That's good. That's good. Let me check these questions. All right.
Does anybody got any questions about the morning to morning? That's what I want to talk about.
That's what I want to hear too.
That's what I want to talk about. Because all these questions and people asking about, scoffing about the name and who gave you that and this, that, and the third. And you're going to leave on here, like Judah said, and you still going to be breaking God's commandments come Sabbath day. And the duty of all of us is to fear God and keep his commandments. If you love the Lord and we on here and you look at us and you say, yeah, these brothers is teaching morning to morning, I don't believe that. If you ain't asking no questions or trying to prove otherwise, then something is wrong with that. Ask questions, brothers, sisters.
Question everything. Yeah, let me trying to check my phone. There it is. My phone's acting up though.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, the reason they do that is because they got hatred in their heart. They hate. It's a hate. They'll be like, yeah, these camps hate. But the only thing you want to ask about is the hatred. That's all you want to ask about. Not how to serve the Lord. Not the scriptures. Not what does that scripture mean? Why did y'all bring it out like that? Y'all want to ask about the hatred. Yeah, do you hate them? What did they say there was hatred towards you? Because Negroes love a train wreck. That's why y'all be messing up traffic. I'm trying to get home, and I can't get home because your ass is sitting there looking at the damn car wreck. Just keep moving, damn it. Quit looking at the car wreck and keep moving. Negroes love a car wreck. They want to sit there and worry about that.
Right. All right, so we got a good question here. It says, if you had to pick the best precept combo to cut someone with the morning doctrine, what would it be?
Woo, there we go.
Hey, and then there's another one over here. Now we talking. Now we talking scriptures. You talking? You right up my alley now.
Right. I get one, and you get one. I'm gonna get Numbers 11:32.
All right.
Numbers chapter 11, verse 32. And the people stood up all that day.
All that day.
And all that night.
And all that night. So just the same day and the same night. That day and that night.
And all the next day.
So when the morning came, that was the next day. It said all that day, the day came first, then all that night, the night came second, and then all the next day separated them. So if it was evening, morning created a day, it would have said all that evening and all that morning, then all the next evening. But it said all that day, all that night, then all the next day.
All right, I got one for you. Somebody put Leviticus 23:32. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start before that. This is what I'm talking about. Read 23 and verse 2.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them concerning the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts.
So all these that we're about to name, these are feast days, celebrations of the Lord, meaning we're supposed to come together, eat, fellowship, because these are the Lord's feasts, right? Jump over to verse, 27.
Verse 27. Also, on the 10th day of this 7th month, there should be a day of atonement.
So now we're talking about the Day of Atonement. Verse 32, when he brought out, this is going into that. This is the Day of Atonement. Go ahead.
It should be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
So now it's telling you on that 10th day that you have to afflict your soul. It's a Day of Atonement, and it's a holy convocation for us to come together. Go ahead.
And ye should do no work in that same day, but it's a day of atonement, to make atonement for you before the Lord your God.
Read on.
For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he should be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will not destroy from among his people.
Right. So now we understand that it's a day of affliction. We're not supposed to eat, and we're not supposed to work. We're supposed to keep the Sabbath, and it's a holy convocation, right? Read on.
And you should do no manner of work. It should be a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings.
Read on.
It should be unto you a Sabbath of rest.
So now it's a Sabbath of rest. Go ahead.
And you shall afflict your souls.
And you're supposed to afflict your soul. Go ahead.
In the 9th day of the month at evening.
So now it says in the 9th day in the month at evening, meaning what? You start the day before in the evening. Go ahead.
From even to even shall you celebrate your Sabbath.
So now it says from even to even, you're supposed to celebrate your Sabbath. So it's telling you on the 10th day, you're supposed to afflict your soul. But that evening before is when you start, that you put no food, no drink, no nothing. So that way, on the day that it starts, the 10th day in the morning, you're already being afflicted. You're going to wake up hungry. You're going to wake up thirsty, but you can't have anything because you've emptied your stomach the day before in the evening. Now it says, read 32 again.
32. It should be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month at evening, from even unto evening shall ye celebrate your Sabbath.
So now it says, from even to evening. So on the 9th day at evening, all the way until the 10th day at evening, it says you're supposed to afflict your soul. Then it says, ye shall celebrate your Sabbath. What does it mean to celebrate your Sabbath? He told you in verse 2 that you got to have a feast. Now, if it was evening to evening, because they say the 9th day is actually the 10th day. So if the 9th day is actually the 10th day, right? If you go to the next evening, the 10th day would then be what? The 11th day. The commandment is to do this all on the 10th day. So you wouldn't be keeping the Most High God's feast. You'd be celebrating it on the 11th when he said you're supposed to do it on the 10th. That's breaking the commandment. Morning to morning tells you it's one day. So in the 9th day at evening, then the 10th day becomes in the morning. When that evening comes, it's still the 10th day. You celebrate the Most High God's feast day like he commanded you to.
Hey, let me show y'all something on my little chart up here. Watch this. So the 14th day, let's say a day, right? Let's say a day is the daytime and the nighttime. That's a day. If it's evening to evening, when somebody says the 9th day at evening, meaning the evening of the 9th day, right? That would come first, according to the evening to evening doctrine. Mm-hmm. So if I'm on the 14th day, if I say the 14th day at evening, that would be the night of the 13th day, according to the evening to evening doctrine, because the 14th day at evening, the evening of the 14th day, according to the evening doctrine, the evening of the 14th day comes first, and then the daylight of the 14th day comes second. But when it says on the 14th day at evening or the 9th day at evening, we'll be like, that's through the daytime. And then when the night comes, that's the 9th day at evening. No, if it's the 9th day at evening, the evening of the 9th day would have came first. I'm telling you, it's pure confusion. And when there's confusion, there's every evil work. The Most High ain't dealing with no confusion. He's not the author of confusion. The 9th day is not the 10th day. The 10th day is not the 11th day. All that old nonsense. It's BS.
Right. Because if he tells you the 9th day of the month in the evening, he means the 9th day in the evening. He's not going to tell you the 9th day, but it really means the 10th day. No, he's telling you the 9th day in the evening, and then he's going to tell you that you start to afflict your soul, on the 10th day? That means in the morning. So then you go through your morning, your afternoon, and then you're afflicted morning, afternoon, and then in the evening, he tells you to celebrate because it's a feast. So you still celebrate in the evening on the 10th day, from even to even. So then, again, I'm going to say it again. If you say the 9th day is really the 10th day, that means in the evening of the 10th day, you're saying that's the 11th day. You're not keeping the feast. That's another day. He said do it on the 10th day. Now you're doing it on the 11th day. It's incorrect.
Hey, I just seen a question come up, and you brothers and sisters, y'all be on some bull crap. A brother hit up, hey, Brother Michael, Israel, about IUIC. Can any of the brothers confirm that Bishop Nathaniel is a Mason?
Uh-oh. Yeah.
What does that do with your salvation? Is he a Mason? Is he a Mason? Is he of the Illuminati? What does that have to do with your salvation? I'm telling you, brothers, sisters, stay focused on what's going to get you saved and justified before God. Is Bishop Nathaniel a Mason? Hey, this is something that's outside of my brother Masharathyah, because from the day that I came into the congregation, I've been over Bishop Nathaniel's house, Bishop Kanai's house. I've been over their houses, spent many hours intimately around these brothers, seeing their family. That whole Mason Illuminati stuff, y'all retarded with that stuff. Y'all retarded. They are not on that level. Now, if you say Jay-Z, who's a billionaire, LeBron James, who's a billionaire, who's allowed in those circles, then I can be like, yeah, because they in certain circles where it's like, but these brothers that I know, even though regardless, I left, if I separated myself from them or not, they have bills like we have bills. They jacked up like we jacked up. They going through the same captivities we going through. Y'all like, they Masons. Like they got a direct line to Trump or something. Yeah, the Messianic doctrine is, man, y'all need to stop. Y'all retarded with that stuff. Y'all cartoon characters, for real. And I know this from experience. Stop with the dumb shit. Stop. It's dumb. Focus on keeping the commandments. How about that? Ask how you can keep the commandments correctly. That's about who. Are they in masonry stuff? Negro, you dealing with your wife wrong. You're dealing with lust and you asking who's a Mason. Who got stupid as hell. Stop. I'm sorry. And I said stupid as hell. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend. But the stuff be aggravating for real. I'll be trying because I've been in upper leadership and I've seen certain things.
Hey, and I seen it in there earlier, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna stay away from that one. I didn't think you was gonna see it.
Our people, man, stupid stuff. Excuse me.
All right, another question that says, as a woman without a head or husband, what should we do if we don't have a congregation who teaches morning to morning Shabbat? Are we in sin not having a congregation?
No, you're not in sin if you don't have a congregation, because you have to deal with people, be with people who are like-minded. Now, if you can find, like myself, when I left, I found some classes that I can watch. I found some teachings that I was comfortable with until it was time for me to find some people that I can gather with. Sometimes it just takes time. You don't have to rush into anything because people feel like they have to or they obligated. You rush into something and you be like, dang, what did I do? No, just reach out to some brothers and sisters that you're comfortable with. Find some classes that you're comfortable with. Pray to the Most High to give you some direction. Pray for him to guide you. And then from there, the Most High will show you your direction. He'll show you what you need to do, but don't rush into nothing. Don't feel like you're obligated to do something. I know they put that out there. They always say that, and it's the cliche thing. But if you're not with somebody and you're not like-minded, you're going to regret it.
Right. Hey, John, you see John's comment, Michael?
Let me see. John, he says you can't serve. Oh yeah. Yeah, they getting.
I ain't even going to address nothing else you say though. Ridiculous.
All right, let's see. All right, somebody quoted Genesis 1:5. I know y'all covered that. Oh, and one more, and one other thing. I saw where one of y'all put in there. You said, can they go through it because you're not on Facebook? And I'm just letting you know, I'm pretty sure Judah Macc is gonna be uploading that stuff to to his YouTube page soon, because he has a YouTube page that he just got set up. So are you going to be uploading the teachings you did this week here soon to your YouTube page?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be working on that.
So for those of y'all on YouTube, the page is the same thing. It's Milk in the Morning, and he'll have them uploaded there soon, because I know a lot of people don't like messing with Facebook. So
right.
But yeah, if you could, let's start concluding it, because the wifey I can smell the food back there cooking. It's driving me crazy. But let's see. Well, let me make sure there's no more questions. So okay, did you answer? You answered the sister's question who was asking about the congregation.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's good on that. And yeah, a lot of y'all, like I said, if you're on Facebook, go to Milk in the Morning and just check out the teachings, because they, especially on day one, I mean, Judah Macc was both of them were practically live the whole day. You know what I'm saying? They making sure they got it all in. Okay. My man Sean, he put, my mother-in-law has really enjoyed Judah Macc's Milk in the Morning. And yeah, now I will say that I wouldn't really, the feast day breakdown, that's a little more in depth. It might not be quite milk. But man, when these brothers, when you normally catch them and they're not going in on something, man, they break it down nice and basic. Because I put it on here in the house for the whole family to listen to. Because they just break it down. And the thing I like the most is they back it up with a lot of scripture. So if something they saying off, they still showed you where they got it from. They're not trying to manipulate you or anything. And then the biggest thing is they encourage you to study it and question it yourself. Because you get a lot of people out here, man. They be like, so is that what it means? And like, you're asking me if that's what it means? Are you questioning me? That's what it means because I said that's what it means, you know. And they make you feel guilty for questioning them. And these brothers ain't like that. That's why, I mean, that's a big thing with me, you know. Because I've seen that type of manipulation before. All right, we got another question. It says, if the sun starts the next day in John 20, verse 1, was this the first day or the seventh day? So do y'all understand what it is?
Go to Matthew 28:1. We'll answer that real quick. Go to Matthew 28:1.
Okay.
Matthew chapter 28 and verse 1. In the end of the Sabbath.
At the end, it says at the end of the Sabbath. So this dark period when that night was coming to an end, they called it the end of the Sabbath. Read.
In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week.
As the sun began to come up towards the first day of the week. So that dark period right there when the sun wasn't up, he called that the end of the Sabbath. And when it began to dawn, the sun started growing light towards the first day of the week. That was the beginning of the next day, the first day of the week. So just examine that and look for yourself. You should be able to understand that. It's not rocket science. At the end of the Sabbath, when the night was past and it began to grow light towards the first day of the week, what ended the Sabbath? The light coming up, the dawn, the sun coming up towards the first day. So it ain't hard to understand. We only make it hard.
Real fast, Judah, is your Milk in the Morning channel, is that hidden?
No.
Is it public?
Yeah, it's public.
No, I'm talking about on YouTube.
On YouTube, we don't have it on YouTube. It might be, it might not be public on YouTube yet because we haven't populated any videos on it.
So when they drop that channel, I definitely I'll definitely get the word out to y'all because people are asking, and what they didn't subscribe because they're not on. Some people don't like using Facebook, so that's why.
Facebook the devil, Bobby Boucher.
But yeah, with that, let's wrap this one up, and I want to have y'all on again next week after y'all bring out whatever you're gonna bring out next week to address any questions.
Oh shoot! 3 days, 3 nights.
But yeah, to address whatever might come out from there if folks got questions, and definitely, check out Milk in the Morning.
Cool. I'm gonna say this again, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I challenge brothers and sisters to study for yourself. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to Judah. Don't listen to if you in a congregation. Study for yourself. Study. You're responsible for your own salvation. I can't go in there with you and hold your hand.
Listen to me. I'm doing my own thing.
I can't hold your hand when that time comes. You're gonna be by yourself. You have to pick up this Bible and study. And a lot of y'all brothers and sisters, y'all scoffers, and y'all like, yeah, the morning, y'all scoffers, but I guarantee none of y'all watch the class. And if you don't, I'm telling you, you in sin. You in sin because you keeping it wrong. You keeping it wrong. Because anybody we've asked to show me in the scriptures that it's evening to evening, because me and Judah celebrated that. It ain't in there. It's not in there. So all y'all scoffing on here, y'all got something to say about it, search the scriptures. If you love the Lord, if you love your brothers, your sisters, if you love keeping God's commandments, you will search the scriptures, prove it wrong. You ain't gonna find it.
Right.
You ain't gonna find it. Watch the classes.
That's good.
We haven't found one person that disagreed.
That's good. Judah, did you have anything you want to bring out?
Yeah, to hell with everything Masharathyah just said. Follow us. We doing our own thing. This is our thing. Ain't got nothing to do with the Lord. somebody gonna take that snippet and be like, see, I told y'all they the devil. I agree with everything Masharathyah just brought out, straight up. Search the scriptures for yourself, man. Stop following man. And then help me. If you see someone go wrong, help me and bring the scriptures. Don't give me your advice. Give me the scriptures. Don't give Masharathyah your advice. Don't give Michael your advice. Give us the scriptures so we can rightfully divide the word of truth ourselves. And if we men of God, we're going to search it out, and then we're going to come to an understanding, and we're not going to attack each other. I don't let you the damn devil. You're going to die. No, we ain't supposed to have that spirit. We're supposed to love each other. I don't want you, I don't want you to die. I'm going to pray the devil don't be on you. I don't want you to die. Let's get an understanding. That's the spirit we're supposed to be in. Right. So that's where I'm at. All praises to the Most High. Thank you, Michael, for letting us come on here tonight.
And I appreciate y'all coming on. And, y'all welcome to come on anytime you want. Just let me know. And, we'll arrange that. And to those of y'all watching, I want to remind y'all again, on Sunday, you definitely want to tune in here because, like I said earlier, we're going to have Elder Dimitri Milligan on here, and he is going to be debating with a Christian Calvinist who is affiliated with James White. Let me pull his picture up real quick. His name is, let me see if I can pull it up. His name is Chris K-Dub. Trying to find him on here. K-Dub. His name is Chris K-Dub Williams. I think that's his last name. But he is a Calvinist. And here I'll pull him up here on Facebook. But yeah, this is him right here. And this is him right here. And he'll be on the show. He's a Calvinist, very studied in the Calvinist doctrine. And he'll be on the Spiritual Combat Show with Dimitri Milligan on Sunday around, I think, 6 or 7 o'clock. I'll post that information. Definitely tune in. It's gonna be an interesting debate. It'll be good to watch. You'll see a lot of truth come out. But anyway, with that said, I'm Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And shalom, y'all.
We got no synergy. Worked and retired and died.
Shalom, brother.
This is just a sample of dirt. In God's words, we astound.